efficient and more developed than Bangladesh. What we are trying to say is that we are ready to partner. We can by ourselves go there, but with the partnership, it will be a very win-win situation. And to make that happen, these are the indicators that we thought that are very important, which also mentioned by our as well. Number one is actually, although it's not mentioned here, ease of doing business is very, very important. And I want to say that let us utilize Japan Desk very well so that we can touch upon that. But at the same time, human resource, future-proof human resource, local industry development, foreign market expansion, capital market, and other incentives which are given already, but we can also come up with new incentives for next 10 years or 20 years for ICT sector, both Bangladesh and Japanese companies. We are working on thriving or making the startup ecosystem vibrant. I think as an investor, a lot of Japanese companies and funds are there. Technology is there as well. There are many BASIS members who are exhibiting here, have beautiful products, have been pitching a lot as well. I think there can be technology partnerships as well. Policies to help grow intangible asset. Our IP and copyright situation is not that good. Whereas Japan has the highest patent and intellectual property registration in this region. We really want a collaboration or support from Japanese side so that a lot of technologies can be also patented here as well. A lot of patents that Japan holds can be commercialized in Bangladesh as well. Promote the industry, that's what we are doing, and we want to go ahead more and more. Two slides I will go very quickly. These are the success stories for Bangladeshi companies that we, as a basis, we were very proud to say that we have done really good in some health tech point of view. Core technology, one of our members have done retinal disease detection through AI. There is an aviation operation center that's run as an AI enabled, which is actually catering more than 20 countries from Bangladesh and outside. IoT, marketing tools, drone-based BTS center and other GPS location and services, heart failure detection, AI for automation in many government and private sector, bank and insurance companies, a lot of using RPA and other tools like that. Garments is actually have adopted primary technologies right now. We are in conversation with industry where I think a lot of industry, including ready-made garments, are willing to take a lot of advanced technologies. Right now, RFID is a very famous one because it's cheap and easy to get as well, and implementation is easier that our companies are doing. eKYC, identity management system. We have focused here, a couple of companies, we have done our own intellectual property, R&D, technology solutions, so that we have our technologies here as well. Although we know that there are, NEC is one of the biggest identity management company of the world, actually the top. So we can see some similarities here and have collaboration opportunities. Human resource analytics is also very important part where surveillance are happening for the government and for companies as well. These major projects are in a size, they are important, or they are important as seriousness. BTRC have implemented central biometric monitoring platform. Then BEBSA and BIDA have implemented one-stop service, which is continuously improving. NBR have introduced e-payment web portal, land record system is there, e-Hajj management system, which is a very prominent and successful project by government, done by BASIS, implemented by BASIS members. eGov, eNothi, National Portal Framework, all of these initiatives are implemented by BASIS members. MyCourt Virtual Courtroom, School of Future, which is an EdTech drive by government and private sector. and the terminal management system that Chittagong Port Authority have implemented. These are major and I would say strategically very important and KPI kind of projects that we wanted to bring your attention to. I think we have the utilities, the foundations now, the infrastructure, the relationship, the demographic dividend, the skill matrix, and we have also identified there are a couple of things that we have to work on. I think there is also another edge, which is salary-wise. You know, if you hire Bangladeshi employees, you save some money as well. I also want to emphasize here, saying that individually, when you hire our graduates, that is one model, but I think there are a couple of basis members are very qualified to actually do the staff augmentation as a service as well, where your risk is less. And the HR improvement and the skill development goes to the private sector as well. That reduces your risk. Those are the models I think we should now look into, except just doing outsourcing or having a business relation, joint venture. Special companies are very important tools. After COVID, I think we are going pretty well. If we can actually, on behalf of BASIS, I want to say that we are there. And any support required, Japan Desk and BASIS Secretariat and the board of EC is there, so that we can go ahead pretty well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Himika. Please. Basically, there are many stories she could not share with you. There are a lot of stories she has with her slides. Himika, I'm sorry for that, the time constant. But next time, obviously, we will have more time to hear about you. So next, we want to hear from Anjan Das, but I will not allow more than 5 minutes to you. Can you make it 5 minutes, please?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Babu Bhai. So I'd like to talk about the opportunity in Japan market for Bangladeshi companies especially. So I don't put any data. I just go for my real experience and how to go with the Japan market. Okay, can you go please for next slide? Okay, okay. Just allow me a few seconds to introduce myself. I am Anjan, and actually 23 years in IT industry and 18 years in Japan. And I have experience in Japanese and multinational ICT companies so far. And now I'm acting the founder and CEO of Kaikom Group, and also doing the coordinator for Jetro Dhaka. And also I'm the president for the Japan Bangladesh IT Association, and also the director for the Japan Bangladesh Society in Japan. Okay, this is today's agenda. We are talking about actually two parts. That actually what is JBETA and the opportunity to the Japanese market. So on the honor of our the foreign secretary, our Masud bin Momen sir, when I was in Tokyo and even now, we had one IT professional group, and he made that group, and that was like 60 IT professional. We get together, and we make one group that is called Bangladeshi IT Professional in Japan. And that time we were serving as a small association. So after that, we still continue to serve the BASIS and Bangladesh IT company in Japan, how to collaborate with the Japanese and Bangladesh company. So recently we have formed like a little bit official, not like at the individual's level. We just make it shape in the enterprise level. So we are getting together with many Japan-based ICT company, those who have interest to doing business in Bangladesh especially. And we just get together as kind of group and make a shape as a JBETA, which is called the Japan Bangladesh IT Association, to serve the Bangladeshi as well as the Japanese company to get the business into. And that is actually our interest, and I'd like to do a little bit more about that. Okay, so in our team, we have, we are very lucky to have the Russell Bhai as our advisor, and also Anando Bhai, Yuji Ando, and Babu Bhai. And also we are now acting as a Nakasone-san, he is there today, and also the Mr. Mikami, who is supporting us to make this association feasible. And actually, what is our activities? We do the both side activities in Japan as well as Bangladesh. And last year, we did one big job fair, and where we recruit 25 IT engineer in one fair. And also in Japan side, we do the seminar and matchmaking with the JETRO and sometime with the other organization as well. Okay, so let me talk about the opportunities of Japan. As already Ando-san mentioned many data about the Japan, so it's not necessary to explain again. But let us see that what the initiative of Japan government are taking for the exploring the IT business. So during the pandemic in Japan, there was established as digital agency, and this agency what actually do? They will do the promoting the IT and digital transformation to national and local government. So everywhere in Japan, they make automation, especially the government office. So this is very good chance for Japan IT industry as well as the industry, those who work with the Japanese industry. So, okay, this is very good that they are doing the digital transformation, but there is a problem due to the lack of IT resource. So this chart is from the Nikkei, is one of the Japanese leading newspaper, that we can see that more than 800 ICT engineers shortage at current stage, but it could be go more because the new service is introducing day to day, and news needs for the engineers will be increasing from now on. Okay, so to meet up with this shortage, what the Japanese companies are now doing. So we know that they are doing the opening their development center in overseas and explore the offshore development in the overseas. So far today, I'd like to have two examples. For example, we have the Akbar Bhai here already, the BJIT. So they have exploring in Bangladesh like crazy. So we really appreciate from them. They have like 800 plus engineer right now. And also another company is, they are very new. Last year, December, they have started their journey. And already they have planned to target their 100 plus engineer. And these are the only for the example, but there are more companies, those who are interested from now on, and they are coming to Bangladesh. They are opening their branch. They are opening as a limited company in here to explore, to recruit the Bangladeshi talent for their company. And this relationship will be continue, not stop. This is, how can I say, this is just start. So last 50 years, we have built up the relationship with the Japan. So now it's time to doing the business with Japan. Okay, so how we can get this opportunity? So as we believe that the business matchmaking event may be the key factor to make the more collaboration with Japan and Bangladesh. And we need, and of course from now on, there are the more chances because the all stakeholders is there for the Japan and Bangladeshi business and IT. We are present here today. So we will have the more chances to have exactly the business matchmaking there. But one thing I'd like to refer to the Bangladeshi company. Actually, you have to, when you have the chance for business matchmaking, you just represent exactly what you have, what the staff you have, or the number of staff, or the experience you have. You don't have to do from A to Z. If you are expert in Java, just tell I am expert in Java. If you are AI, okay, you just say we are AI specialist. Because as you know that Japan is a company or the country, when they chose the partner, they took very keep attention. There are many criteria because to choose some company is a little bit risk. So to remove or to limit the risk, they will have the multiple parameters to set the companies or as a partner. So you have to remember that we have to do that. And there is another thing, we have to brand our name, Bangladesh name, as well as Bangladeshi company name, both. So far, as a Bangladesh IT is is not so that familiar in Japan. But BJIT is a very familiar in Japan. So not only company, but also the country, that Bangladesh is a field where if we can go, there will be many company and we can get the chance to work with. Okay, we have to something do like that. And also, there is another things that when you get the chance to talk with the company, you don't bother about the size, that how much big order or how much the amount of order you are getting. So you start from small, you will get the big. Because we are the example of that. Because we started very small, but we are getting a little bit big, and we are getting bigger. So this is actually the things I'd like to tell. And there is another things, as we have the time limitation, so when you are on board with the Japanese client, what do you have to do? There is nothing to do, you have to follow up. You have to accustom with the Japanese business manner and culture and responsibility and follow up and promise. So the word promise is very important for the Japanese company. If you promise that you will give this, don't skip. Even you are going to lose, but you have to be complete the project. You don't have to be the just like a flew up or avoid the project. It's not possible. In Japanese culture, it's impossible. Even if you start or promise them, okay, I'll do with that, you should complete it. And that is Japanese philosophy. So, and there is another things, there is, if it is small company, in a small project, if you are not succeed, so this whole blame going to the, about whole Bangladeshi company. So all the individuals flag for Bangladesh as an ambassador that if you do any small mistake, this will be the whole country's mistake.
attended the program. And we are hoping that next fiscal year, the program is going to be conducted in physical basis, and hoping that we can invite the officers from Digital Security Agency to Japan. Now, I would like to move on to the JICA's contribution in terms of the talent development. I hope you have heard of the ITEE, Information Technology Engineers Examinations. Yes, hope yes. This is the national certified examination, which was introduced in 1970 by the Japanese government, ITEE. But it has been expanded to 12 ASEAN countries, which you can see the national flags in the below part, and which has the mutual accreditation system to prove the skills of ICT engineers. And this ITEE was introduced to Bangladesh since 2013. And as you can imagine, introducing the new system to one country is not an easy task. But this movement was initiated by Japan Overseas Cooperation Volunteers. We call it JOCV, who were dispatched to BCC since 2008. And we have Shoji-san, one of the JOCV, who really deeply engaged to the process. Yes, and JICA also supported the dissemination of this ITEE through two technical cooperation projects, and which was ended actually last year. And during that time, 337 total ICT young engineer passed the level 2 exam. And based on this success, BCC established a new wing called BD ITEC and assigned two newly recruited officers last year, so which is also that big achievement, I think. And another achievement is that the issuance of a general guideline by the University Grant Commission to all 159 universities to update the syllabus of CSE and also the IT department, which is another big achievement. Yes. And next, the ICT export promotion. So Ando-san in his presentation touched upon the program BJET and BMEET. So I would like to touch upon those. And BJET program, or famously known as Miyazaki Bangladesh model, was the model actually to address the challenges both the Bangladesh and Japan faces. So from the Bangladesh perspective, the lack of opportunity, unemployment of the young ICT engineers were the issue. And from the Japanese perspective, actually there are a lot of demand, but there is a lack of high-skilled IT professionals. And to fill up those gaps, we started the BJET program. And what we did in Bangladesh, we offered 3-month full-time Japanese and business manner training. And we also did the matching with the Japanese IT companies with the students. And as a result, between the 3 years, from 2017 and 20, out of the 280 graduates, the 186 young ICT engineers got jobs at Japanese companies. And many of them are still working in there. And although the program itself, the JICA-supported program, was completed in 2020, but it has been transferred to Miyazaki University and North-South University as a new BJET program. And recently, the North-South University, they made a building and they opened the BJET Center in their campus to continue the program. And next, this is a BMEET. Bangladesh Miyazaki ICT Engineer Education Training, which is a JICA's partnership program. Still just started last year. And differences between the BJET and BMEET is that BJET is focusing on the individuals, individual unemployed ICT engineers who are looking for a job opportunity in Japan. So that's the BJET. And the BMEET is focusing on those, the institution to institution, strengthening the linkage. We are focusing on the IT engineer who are actually belonging to the companies of the basis. And we offer 1 month, it's a part-time, since those engineers are working. So we offer 1 month part-time Japanese and business manner training. And also we do offer a networking session for both Bangladesh and Japanese ICT company. So you can see the picture at the bottom left, the networking session, which was held at Basis last year. And the project just started last year, so expected outcome is that we are trying to provide 16 batches, total 320 trainees from the ICT company belonging to the Basis. And we are, of course, trying to promote the business opportunities among Basis and also the Japan Group and Miyazaki IT Plus. Yes, this is almost the last slide. I just would like to introduce a new JICA's technical cooperation project, which we are hoping to start from June or July this year. ICT engineers development for promotion of ICT industry and new innovation. So this project, we are focusing on the high-skilled or mid-level leading IT engineers. And when we discuss the project formulation with the ICT division, BCC, and BASIS and other stakeholders, we thought how the Bangladesh can go to the next step. I mean, offering just the cost-effective manpower, but start offering the solutions to the global market. Of course, including Japan, but to the global market for the innovative software solutions. And to do so, we came to the consensus that we need to focus on the development of high-skilled ICT engineers. And to do so, we have identified major 3 actions. The first one, we would like to establish a working group where the government, industry, and academia collaboration will be promoted. And through the working group, we are, based on the decision of the working group, we are trying to provide training, which are very much focusing on the latest software training. And to do so, we would like to introduce the model, which was actually went quite successful in Japan, the Japanese top SC model. So through that, we would like to provide the training. And at the moment, some subjects are the candidate, the data science, data-driven society and its regulation, and also the cyber securities. So those are the things that we are planning to start. And at last, I just would like to reiterate the message from JICA. So we believe that the ICT industry has a huge untapped potentials, and the sector will be leading the country to realize Vision 2041. And we believe it will be possible only if the government, industry, and academia work together. And we believe, JICA believes that Bangladesh ICT industry will be evolving from the place providing cost-effective manpower to the destination of the global market to seek innovative software solutions. And JICA will continue to work together. Thank you very much. Next on the back.
Thank you very much, Watanabe-san. It is a fantastic presentation, actually articulation about the contribution of JICA in Bangladesh. We really appreciate JICA's continuous support to Bangladesh people and the government. Mr. Watanabe already mentioned that they are supporting ITEE. We have the ITE champion, Mr. Shoji-san. Shoji-san, can you stand up and everybody can see you? So, and also we have BZ. BZ, one of the successful program by JICA that is already happened, and BJIT and JICA and BASIS was an ICT division they coordinately implemented. And finally, we have BMET, that is another thing that big contribution by JICA to our ICT industry. And JICA is also planning for a big contribution for our industry, that is for like the industry promotion and like the skill up. They are designing a new project for us. So I want to give a big thank to JICA. JICA chief is here. Please give a big applause for the JICA. Thank you very much, JICA. And now our presentation is over. So I like to start the discussion session, but this session, I think this is a very difficult session of the discussion session. So before starting going to that session, I request to all the panelists, please make your comments within 2 minutes. So I'm sorry for that, but I have to do that. So I will start with Rizwanul Kobi, Director and CEO KK Destiny. So please.
Thank you, Babu Bhai. First of all, thank you, Basis, for having this one. I think this is like continuously doing this Japan and Bangladesh IT relation, and it's really good to be here every time. And also, I like to thank to our Honorable Senior Secretary Masood bin Momin sir, and the Ambassador and the ICT Secretary to be here and like encourage us to do more, like how we can collaborate. And I think the important thing that I can say, like where we can collaborate, it's the more initiative comes from us. Like it could be a bigger initiative, even it could be a very small initiative. So even a small initiative means like if there is a small company like having 2-3 person, if he take the initiative, then that goes to like this 2-3 person goes to like 200 or 300 person. So I think this initiative, we just need to encourage more and more. Like the more initiative comes, the more I think we can go further. So I would like to just stop here because I think we have a time limitation. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rizwanul Kobir. He popularly known as Rajin to us. Whenever we go with our team to Tokyo, he and his team always helpful to us. So every year from 2015, we are going to Tokyo for the participating the Japan IT Expo, and he and his team is very helpful to us. Thank you, Rajin, for all of your support. So at this moment, I want to request Mr. Bishnu Kumar Odhikari, Associate Professor, Doshisha University. Sir, can you say something to us?
Thank you, Babu Bhai. Konnichiwa, oseani narimasu. My name is Bishnu Kumar Odhikari. I am now working at Doshisha University as a professor. Before this, I worked for Kobe University. I'm living in Japan for about 15 years. In Bangladesh, I graduated from Dhaka University. Then I received JDS scholarship. I went to Japan. I did my master's PhD from Japan too. So I'm an academic, as you can see, and at the same time, definitely, I'm a researcher. My subject is accounting, finance, international finance, so many specializations. Okay, so more or less I'm Japanese right now because I'm living more than 15 years, as I said. Also, I know Bangladeshi culture very well. So my first message is that if Bangladeshi company wants to do business with Japanese company, they must learn Japanese culture. I always believe in samurai. truly speaking. I learned Japanese management principle. I know the hardship that Konosuke Matsushita, Junichiro Honda, right? I mean, they did soon after this Second World War. We know how Japan has been developed, right? So we should not forget this story and histories. Very important for Bangladeshi entrepreneur to do business with Japanese people. So I always say that you have to understand the Japanese culture. I said samurai. Samurai spirit is very important, truly speaking. And Japan has a lot of opportunities. I am an academic. We are also, in short of good students, truly speaking. Just before coming to Bangladesh, I met the dean of Kyoto Graduate School of Informatics. Kyoto has many, renowned firms, truly speaking. Japanese people know it, but Bangladeshi people, they don't know. Nintendo, doing very well, especially. We have Omron. Many good family firms are there. So before coming here, as I said, I met the dean, and he told me that they are looking for good ICT students, actually, for the master program, because they don't have undergraduate. And he told me that for this master program, they don't need IELTS. Because after the discussion, I said, one of the problems from Bangladesh compared to India is that Bangladeshi student can speak English. Somehow, when they are appearing for this IELTS exam or TOEFL exam, they may not get 6.5 or 7. This does not mean that they cannot speak English. They have the caliber. So you have to give waiver. And thanks to the dean that he accepted. So he said that Bangladeshi student can go to this Kyoto Graduate School of Informatics without IELTS. So this is very good development, truly speaking. So, yes. So actually those who are living in Japan, Bangladeshi like us, we should also discuss, we should also communicate with the universities and the business people about Bangladesh. Similarly, those who are in Japan, trying to do business with Bangladeshi people, I think it's our duty to make them understanding what is happening in Bangladesh. Truly speaking, most of the professors, I am involved with Ritsumeikan University because I did PhD from there. I'm teaching at Kobe University. I was a former faculty. I'm teaching at Kansai Gakuin University. So in the Kansai region, I am well versed. So I know what the academics are basically looking for. So let me tell, the Jaika-san here. One of my students, he is Bangladeshi. He graduated from Ritsumeikan University. He is now the head of Sumitomo Hitachi, Mr. Abdul Salam. He is my direct student. So look how Bangladeshi students are in fact contributing. So we need to understand this. Last message is in Japanese. Nihon ni sumitara, nihongo o benkyou shinakereba narimasen. This means that whether you are a student or whether you are a businessman, please learn Japanese. You have to learn it. This is my final message. Then everything will be crystal clear. From the Bangladesh side, we have a problem because I'm an accounting professor, I know. Maybe I can talk to our honorable secretaries here about that. So we have a problem of auditing. Many Japanese companies are talking with that. Taxation and auditing is a serious issue in Bangladesh. Japanese companies do not know about this. They are still in the dark. It's the gray area, very important area. We must work on it. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, Professor Vishnu Kumar Othikari. Actually, he is rightly pointing some of the points that we have to address because that is why actually I requested our Honorable Secretary of ICT to listen about it, and we can get more remittance and the investment from Japan if we can solve this issue immediately. Thank you, sir. And at this moment, I want to hear from my boss, my mentor, and my first job provider, Mr. Akbar. Actually, I was one of the starting member of BJIT, and I worked for him for 10 years, and he teach me a lot of things. And he is the most successful Japanese Bangladeshi business person who established who shows the way that this is the way to do the business, and he is the biggest contributor from the Bangladeshi, one of the biggest contributor to the Bangladeshi community from Japan, and I really appreciate his effort. Mr. Akbosan.
Thank you so much, Ahmedul Islam. Actually, he was not my staff, he was my COO. And we built BZIT together. So, and thank you so much for allowing me to this panel. Actually, I was not noticed, so I come with very formal dress. So I'm very sorry, come with this formal dress. Thank you, Yamataishi, and our secretary, and everybody, Jaika Jetro. My name is J.M. Akbar. I am founder of BJT Group. 2001 actually founded together, Ahmedul and me. And now you already have some report from Anjan that we are 800 plus engineers serving service to the Japanese company. I am also agreed with Professor Horsaid. I think we need to learn Japanese culture, mindset to do business with Japan, which I was very much focused from the beginning, teach Japanese culture, also BZ and other education program. ITE, actually BZ also supported. And hopefully, as a leader of this Bangladesh-Japan IT, any kind of support, if any company need from us, please contact with us without feeling any hesitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Akbar-san. So he always actually inspiration to the industry because it's a difficult market. He start the penetration, and now the market is going to be the third largest exporting destination to our country. And we are promising by 2030, we make it number one. Can we make it happen, Bangladeshi entrepreneurs? Yes, thank you very much. And now I request Mr. Toro Kawachi, Managing Director of Sumitomo Export Processing Zone in Arai Hajar. So most successful investment going to be happen in Bangladesh from Japan, and we'd like to hear a few words from him.
Assalamu alaikum. আমার নাম কাওয়াচি আমি বিএসসিজিএল ব্যবস্থাপনা পরিচালক ধন্যবাদ Okay, so thank you very much. My name is Kawachi. I am Managing Director of Bangladesh Special Economic Zone. Thank you very much. Not Sumitomo, Special Economic Zone. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm from Sumitomo Corporation, the Japanese company, but actually our company is Bangladesh Special Economic Zone. And also, our industrial park was inaugurated last December. And in our inauguration ceremony, Honorable Prime Minister also attended by online basis. And we already started this industrial park last December, so it just only passed 2 or 3 months. But one company already started the construction, 3 companies already make reservation agreement, and also one more company will make a contract. So we can say that around 5 companies already decided to invest our industrial park. So as he mentioned that we will try our best to contribute to Bangladesh bright future for 2013 and also 2041. Okay, so that's all. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry for that. Actually, he is from Sumitomo, and we know it. It is a Sumitomo Corporation's export processing zone, but I'm sorry for that special economic zone. And we are requesting him actually in this by this sector that there are a lot of Japanese investment and the infrastructure is going to be happen. BASIS member is ready to support you. All of your IT support, ITS support, and technological support, whatever you need, please ask us. Our company is good enough to support you, all of your support. We will be very happy to give you the support. Thank you very much. So we have some certain distinguished guests among us. We have Rafiqul Islam Maruf. He is coming from Kyushu University. We want to hear from few words from him.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be a part of this. Actually, I was not supposed to speak here, but thank you very much. And as an academician, actually, I did my PhD from a Japanese university. I was in Hokkaido University. I did my PhD. But now I'm working in Kyushu University from north to south. The Kyushu University, I'm working as a faculty there. Although my background is information technology, I work in healthcare service, especially telemedicine is my profession right now. And I think I don't have anything new to add. There are a lot of discussion. Just one thing I would say, that to make a successful business with Japan and Bangladesh, I think this is important not only to understand the Japanese culture, at the same time it is very important for the Japanese partners to understand the Bangladesh culture also, because otherwise we will not a good match for us. And keeping that in mind, actually I was involved to contribute in that area as a university faculty. In my 5 years term, I invited 470 Japanese faculty and students, university students, to come to Bangladesh. And they came to Bangladesh and they visited different part of Bangladesh. Actually, we take them to the rural area. We stay there 3-4 days so that people can get directly involved with the local people. And they can understand their lifestyle, they can understand their needs. Because we feel that this is very important, because otherwise, one hand you cannot make a club. So that was my involvement here. And through this process, I'm very happy, I'm very proud to say that I could contribute to establish 3 joint collaboration with Japan. You know that Euglena is working in Japan. Euglena has I was involved from the beginning with that one. You know, SunPower, another Japanese company, they are working automobile. I was involved with there. And also, I was also involved with Uniqlo. When they come here to Bangladesh, then I was involved with that. So I think that as an academician from the university, we can contribute to establish this kind of link between Bangladesh and Japan through the research activities. So that's my point, and I feel that this mutual understanding will be very much important. Those who are interested to do business with Japan, you have to understand, as my senior brothers mentioned, that you have to understand the Japanese culture. And when we talk about the culture, language is the first one you have to understand. So we need to understand their language, and we need to understand their culture. And one thing I will conclude with this, that they are very much, Japanese people are very much specific. What they say, that what they mean. So if we commit to meet somebody that I will meet you at 3, it shouldn't be at 3.1, it should be at 3. So keep it in mind, and we should be very careful about the commitment. That's my last point. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maruf Bhai. Actually, he is from my department, Applied Physics and Electronics, Dhaka University, and he is my elder brother. And we started today just at 3. So thank you very much. We are following to Japan, and actually we have some many things we are learning from Japanese culture as well. At this moment, I want to invite Mr. Hikari Kawai, President, Japan Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He is one of the prominent Japanese who is helping Bangladesh a lot. Mr. Kawai-san.
Thank you very much. My name is Kawai, Hikari Kawai, President JBCCI. JBCCI is the Japan Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce Industry. So 250 companies commit Chamber of the Chamber, and the 170 Bangladesh company, 60 Japanese company, 20 joint venture and multilateral. So if anybody who want to have interest to work with Japanese company, please contact the JBCCI. We are eagerly waiting for the increase of the member of the JBCCI. Thank you. And in addition, I'm country head of the Marubeni Corporation. Marubeni is doing business, textile, infrastructure, or trading, so we are involved in many business. And the other country head of Marubeni, so I'm believing, so this IT industry should be a third pillar to getting the foreign currency. So tax government is the number 1, remittance by labor second, and the third one should be this IT industry. That's why so this field should be focused more. So that is our hope and my wish. And regarding the culture or whatever, so you discuss about the Bangladesh-Japan issue. But regarding the software development, the step procedure of software development is completely different between Japan, US, Europe. So US, Europe is more like a specification, detailed requirement at the time of the order. But in case of Japan, so at the time of the order, so specification or description is not so detailed. Then during the course of the development, we have more like a Q&A discussion. So in order to get the work with Japan in ICT industry, maybe culture is important, but this procedure needs to be understood. That is more important for increasing the collaboration between Japan and Bangladesh in ICT industry. Thank you.
Kawai-san, thank you very much. He is doing a fantastic job for Bangladesh. And one apology I must say to you, like this is a new venue for this kind of exhibition. So there are some kind of infrastructure lackings or some disturbances here. From the organizing point of view, I really asking your apology for that. Sorry, we are feeling sorry for that. We have a last panelist among us, Mr. Mustafa Kamal, Director General of DOICT. He is very much passionate about the Japan and Bangladesh collaboration. And he is working fantastic for the ICT industry and throughout the country. He has the biggest network of ICT in Bangladesh, and he is disseminating the ICT knowledge towards the country. So I appreciate his presence. And Mr. Mustafa Kamal, can you say a few words to us?
Yeah, thank you all. Especially good afternoon to you all. Mustafa Kamal, Director General, Development of ICT. It's a good discussion here running, introducing all parts, especially in the business sector, in the training sector, especially in lackings area. It's a very nice discussion. In short, I introduce special features that is done by the Department of ICT under Division of ICT. You know, we have 64 districts in Bangladesh, and under that, in Upazila level, and we have a program in the Upazila level to make IT expert in very short time, 2031, especially 1 million. In that case, we use the fund in the road level, JICA fund. Okay? In the Upazila level, we have JICA fund, and also in a revenue fund. But in that case, we need some support from our Japanese partner, especially in the Japanese language and culture, in the root level, in the Upazila level, in the training center. And in 2013, I was in local government division. Mr. Watanabe is here. He's a good person. And I worked with him. And now we use the fund from the local government division in the road level. If we continue the program with our target, with a very short time, we fulfill our demand, especially required for basis, BICO, and in our country. And as well as we have a target to fulfill the demand required for Japan, especially we target it, and with our Mr. Japan Babu. And shortly, I think we'll overcome the situation, and we may fulfill the demand of Japan required persons, and as well as in our country. And in that case, we need the cooperation from the Japan side. And thank you all from the side.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa Kamal. His intention is to, not only in Dhaka, that to teaching Japanese language at the grassroots level, and he is taking that initiative. He called me up and he asked my help, and also he's asking the JETRO JICA's help. How can he disseminate all the Japanese language culture to the nation by using his infrastructure? So thank you very much, sir, for your great initiative. And we promise from Basis Japan Desk we will be with you, and we are requesting also with you to Basis Japan authorities to help us. Thank you very much. Now I want to introduce another champion for Japan. Like actually, you know that this Japan journey to Bangladesh, the story started from 71 when Bangabandhu visited, 72, Bangabandhu visited Japan first time. But this kind of momentum come when Mr. Moneme was there, that he was the ambassador for Bangladesh in Japan, and he got a lot of initiative to explore Japan to our businessmen, community, and the citizens. And when he learned today that this kind of event is happening, and Honorable Japanese Ambassador is with us, he willingly says, I want to join with you. I want to share with you. Please give you a big hand to him. And Mr. Monem is very, he is the foreign minister for Minister of Foreign Affairs, and he is still working the good relationship between Bangladesh and Japan. We from the basis and from this community, I really appreciate his eagerness of this help. Thank you, Mr. Monem, and here is Mr. Monem.
Minasama, konnichiwa. I'm delighted to be here, actually, Honorable Ambassador of Japan to Bangladesh, and our Secretary, ICT Division, and distinguished members of BASIS. The President was here briefly. What we started about 10 years ago in Tokyo, I'm so happy to see that it is really taking root. A few Japanese, Bangladeshis, in that time I see Anjon-san, Rajan-san, and a few others who were there with us at that time. We tried to introduce the IT sector potentials to Japanese business, and we arranged a matchmaking program, and then, of course, encouraged Bangladesh's participation in the annual IT Expo in Tokyo. So Mr. Pollock also went during that period. And during those interactions, what we found out was we need continuous persuasion of Japan-Bangladesh collaboration in the IT sector, which has tremendous potential. And that's why at that time, of course, the former President Shamim-san went to Tokyo at our invitation. And when I came to Dhaka for some consultation, I met him and personally requested him to open a Japan desk in BASIS. So I'm glad that the Japan desk has already opened and it's fully functional. And we also wanted to involve JETRO. At that time, JICA was not in our mind, but JETRO definitely came willingly to collaborate with us. And now again, we have not only JETRO, but also JICA fully on board. And meanwhile, we also tried to do that, but now I'm happy to see two academicians who are teaching in Japanese universities amongst us. And they raised some very important issues, which I also felt that there has to be very good mutual understanding of our cultures, of our work ethics, and various other mindsets, as was mentioned. And then, of course, the most important is the language skills. I don't know whether we can take it to the villages, but at least at the functional level, if we can do it, that would be really helpful. Now, of course, the presentations from JETRO and JICA and others were very elaborate and very pointed and focused. I'd just like to mention that there's some issues in the capacity building area. And the government side, I'm sure my colleague will mention the infrastructure that is in place and the plans that we have. But the private sector or the small IT companies, they also need to be encouraged, and we should interact more. From the government side, we are also trying to have the necessary infrastructure of legal and also of logistics and financial through some memorandum of understandings. And first one comes to my mind is on IT cooperation, a broad framework whereby not only the governments can cooperate, but also individual IT firms can also benefit. And the other one is also mentioned by, I think, our JICA representative about the cooperation on cyber security, because this is a sector which is very important. And for Bangladesh, Japan is a natural ally and choice for cooperation in this. There are many countries who also want to cooperate, but I think Japan would be a very much, I would say, potential ally in this sector, because we have a lot of threats in the world, both domestically but also from various international dark web operators. Therefore, I would like to say that from my side, I will continue to pursue, because I started this, I think, with good intentions, and now it has come a long way. And therefore, this university to university or academics, collaboration, institution to institution collaboration, and most importantly, of course, the business to business interactions. So more of these events should take place, and next time we should invite more of our Japanese friends and have simultaneous interpretation, because many of the Japanese friends will, I'm sure, ask that, what would be the medium of discussion. So that would be very important, and Ministry of Foreign Affairs will be there to help anytime, and we'll be working with our ICT division. We have been working very closely with them. Tomorrow I'll be going to Japan in a Foreign Office consultation on the 28th of February, and there I will also, if possible, mention about this event and the possibilities, so that we can push some of the things that are in the pipeline. So again, I thank you all. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। আমার মনে হয় হাতের তালিটা আরো একটু জোরে দেওয়া দরকার, বিকজ হি ইজ দ্য চ্যাম্পিয়ন অ্যাকচুয়ালি। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। আমরা আই এম সরি ফর বাংলা। অ্যাকচুয়ালি he initiated a lot of things, and we are getting the result of his initiation, and still he is promoting all those initiatives. So I will request, sir, ekhoni ki jaben? We will have a Q&A session. We will take only 2 questions. Very quickly, only 2 questions, then we will have the MOU signing, and we will listen to our honorable guest. That means chief guest and special guest today, for today. Only two questions, please.
From the Japanese side, we can...
Yeah. Any question for today's session? Any question? Yes.
すいません。2つ質問があります。1つ目は、日本とバングラデシュのダイレクト便はいつ飛ぶんでしょうかっていう期待を込めた質問があります。で、真面目な質問ですけども、我々 IT 会社でありますが、日本を選ぶバングラデシュの方々たくさんいらっしゃると思います。ただし日本以外の国を選ぶ方々もたくさんいると思います。皆さんにとって、日本はどういったところを 魅力にもっと出していけばバングラデシュの皆さんに選んでもらえるのか、バングラデシュの皆さんからお答えいただけたらなと思います。誰か通訳お願いします。
はい。わかりました。First question was that when the direct flight will be start from between Japan and Bangladesh, and the second question is that what is your interest or focal point to do the job for the Japanese company from the Bangladeshi engineers?
I can attempt the first. Tumi bole dio Japanese. The first one. Our Honorable Prime Minister is expected to visit Japan this year, and we hope that. We are all ready technically or logistically to start it in March. But since the Hajj flights would be there, number of Hajj flights, so in all likelihood, definitely first part or first week of August, that was told to me, and tickets will be sold from March, April. So definitely this year. Okay.
今の日本語、英語大丈夫ですか？わかりましたか？ですね、8月には行けるんじゃないかと、でそういうことになります。
Second question.
আসলে সেকেন্ড কোশ্চেন ছিল যে যদি বাংলাদেশি কেউ অ্যাটেন্ড করতে পারেন, যে জাপানের থেকে আমরা আসলে কোন জিনিসটা বেশি অ্যাট্রাক্ট করে যাতে বাংলাদেশিরা জাপানে আরও কাজ করার আগ্রহ হয় আর কি, কোন জিনিসটা নিয়ে আসলে যে জাপানিজ সবাই মানে খুব উইলিংলি জাপানিজ কোম্পানিতে কাজ করতে চায় আর কি, এরকম মানে কোন এরিয়াটা জাপানিজ কোম্পানিগুলো কাজ করতে?
Himika, can you address this?
মানে জাপান থেকে যে কোম্পানিগুলো আসছে তারা আরও চায় যে জাপানের ইঞ্জিনিয়ারগুলো জাপানে আরও উইলিংলি কাজ করুক, কিংবা মানে কোন জিনিসটা নিয়ে আসলে আমরা অ্যাট্রাক্ট করতে পারবে জাপানিজ ইঞ্জিনিয়ারদেরকে আর কি, সেই জিনিসটা জানতে চাচ্ছে।
আমাদের বাংলাদেশি, I'll speak English, okay. So I think Japan is already a very lucrative destination for our engineers. Because it's close to Bangladesh, there has been good trust between the countries. There are many advocates like us who talk about Japan and Bangladesh as well. I think the more we talk about the success, the engineers going there, what they're doing, because sometimes when we go and they're going really up in the ladder in their profession, I think people want to see role models. So our young generation, our engineers, if they see that, okay, a Bangladeshi origin, Bangladeshi person have done so well, have gone to that level, which is a very higher level, a prestigious level, that inspires always, because people want that kind of case studies. I think that's the inspiration-wise, aspiration-wise, that is very important. I think there is second important part is that for very academically strong students, I think to attract them to Japan is could be very interesting, because many of the students cannot go to US and many other countries as well. So I think different kind of scholarships, grants, if you see that way, with especially some of the universities that have done well, provided good students, I think those kind of initiatives will help in terms of career. I'm not talking about anything else.
He understands, so I think.
Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu. Second question. Anybody? Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Mustafiz Ahmed Khan. I'm the CEO of Essential Infotech. My company deals with robotics and AI. I was wondering if Japan can share its robotics ideas and with our Bangladeshi companies, so that we can also tap into this market, because robotics is the next future for our country. So if we can share this knowledge with any Japanese company, our Bangladeshi companies are well groomed and well revised with this knowledge. But we need a little bit more help since you are the pioneers of this. So maybe we could do something in robotic industry. That will be great. Thank you very much.
何かロボティック関係いる会社っていらっしゃいますかね結構ちょっと難しいかな専門家なんかロボティック関係やってる日本の企業っていらっしゃいますか RPA 中曽根さんでもいいんでまあ可能性としてあるかどうかそれでも大丈夫なので
まあ多分具体的にじゃなくてもJICA さんの方からそのロボティックに先ほどなんかちょっとプレゼンがあったんですけどそのなんか
ジェトロさん is OK です。
まあ安藤さんでもまあそのもちろん具体的じゃなくてもそのロボティクスに関してはその日本とバングラデシュはまあどういうふうにコラボレーションができるかなってところアイディアをやっぱり聞きたいなんです。
I think Anjan you answer very briefly.
Oh, okay. So to tell the truth, or if I am in the honest, I think it's difficult for at current point to share the Japanese, the robotics or the knowledge share to the Bangladeshi because for that they need like a ground study that how the level we have now in Bangladesh and how the level in Japanese company they are. So there is always like the contradictory part. We should be in the same level, in same pace to start with that because this is very new event and there are many things it's not the crystal clear so far about robotics or AI. So that's why it's a little bit high level. So maybe we can discuss more later that how can we cope up with that. Thank you.
I want to say something. Shoji-san, I think you can say a word with that. Ando-san will also definitely. Yeah. Shoji-san. Okay. Sure, Ando-san.
So 2 points. Just a possibility. The first one is I think a joint R&D between Bangladesh and Japanese university. I think academic may be able to contribute to the joint R&D in robotics area. I think this is number one. And number two is currently many Japanese companies are coming to this country to utilize cheaper labors, but year by year the salary is increasing. So some of Japanese companies started to introduce some automation in their factory areas. So in the at the end of the day, I think a robotic technology might be the very useful or in this country. It's the labor level and the salary level is much higher than the current level. So I think for a long-term basis, I think we can discuss the possibility of introducing robotics. And it's not robotics. The Bangladesh SEZ is going to introduce some digital technology in their economic zones. If Kawachi-san is okay. Slide. By. Patch number slide.
Patch number slide.
Thank you very much. So, as I said, I am the SEZ, Bangladesh Special Economic Zone, and our target is to receive foreign direct investment of manufacturer. So, as Ando-san say, that we try to expand the, let's say, digital businesses. So the first we will do telecommunication, and there's the next is we will do the soft services. So you can see that we will do in and out control, or let's say customs clearance or e-invoice, like these kind of matters we will. And also, oh yes, in future, you can see this, the product DX. This may be a robotics. And actually, he said that I am from Sumitomo, and there's a Sumitomo Industrial Park. We have a many industrial park in the ASEAN area. And we do the industrial park in Vietnam. In Vietnam, actually, we start to do this production DX with our customer, tenant. So, of course, I want to consider to do this kind of production DX in Bangladesh. So I cannot say we can do immediately, but we can consider in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Actually, আমাদের আজকের এই আলোচনা, today's discussion session, we are concluded with the discussion, but we still have to listen from our honorable guest, for chief guest and guest of honor. Chief guest we have today. Sir, একটু বসবেন আর 5 মিনিট. We have our honorable ambassador of Japan within us, His Excellency Mr. Yuama Kiminori-san, and also with us our ICT, Honorable ICT Secretary, Mr. Shamsul Arifin, and also Chief of JICA in Bangladesh, Ichiguchi Tomohide-san. Before listening to him, we want to have a MOU signing between JBITA and Japan Desk. So this is for a few minutes. We want to have the signing session here. স্লাইডটা দিয়ে দাও। এখানে আমরা ওই যে একটা স্পিকারের একটা ক্রেস্ট নিয়ে আসো, স্পিকারের ক্রেস্ট নিয়ে আসো। So, as because our honorable foreign secretary, he is leaving us, he has other engagement, his social engagement, and he has to leave us. But when he learned that this is Japanese something happening here, he come here to stop all those things. But he has to leave. So we have to honor him with a small token from the basis. স্যার আপনি কি সাইনিং সিমেন্টে একটু থাকবেন আমাদের? হ্যাঁ, ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। এই আরেকটা দাও ব্যাগ, স্যারকে একটা ব্যাগ দাও। আমরা একটু সাইনিং সিমেন্টটা করব। ওকে, অঞ্জন, আমাদের স্পেসটা একটু কম, আমরা এখানে 4টা চেয়ার দেব, আপনারা দুইজন ইউ ক্যান স্ট্যান্ড। স্যার, হ্যাঁ। We have to take the photos like this, right? The pen should be like this. I request my Japan Dex member should be here. Small place though. চেয়ারটা লাগবে Ando-san, please join us. No, with the frame, photo frame. Obi, can you take a photograph? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. আমরা অনুষ্ঠানের অলমোস্ট শেষের দিকে চলে এসেছি we at this moment we want to hear some very important words from our distinguished guest among us we have guest as a guest of honor today Mr. Ichiguchi Tomohide. He as I mentioned earlier he is presenting Bangladesh in a different way. Every day he visiting Bangladesh, different places, and he promote the Bangladesh, the rural areas, promoting the rural areas, the beauty of Bangladesh. We really appreciate Mr. Tomohide Hide. And he is the none other than Mr. Tomohide Ichiguchi. He is the chief of JICA in Bangladesh. Ichiguchi-san.
Yep. His Excellency, Mr. Yoma Kiminori, Ambassador of Japan to Bangladesh, Mr. MD Samsu Arifin, Secretary ICT Division, and Mr. Ando Yuji, Country Representative Jatro, distinguished speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon. আমি ইচিগুচি তোমোহিদে আপনাদের সাথে পরিচিত হতে পেরে অনেক আনন্দিত হয়েছি এবং আজকের অনুষ্ঠানে উপস্থিত হতে পেরে খুব সম্মানিত হয়েছি Sorry, I'm still trying to improve my Bangla. Yeah. Thank you very much for inviting me this fantastic round table, and I was impressed by great remarks from the participants and the congratulations to MOU signing. This year is in fact the 50th anniversary of Japanese ODA, Official Development Assistance to Bangladesh, implemented by JICA, and it was 1973 when we dispatched 3 young volunteers to Bangladesh when we started the ODA exact 50 years ago. Since then, we have cooperated many different areas and sectors through our various means, including technical cooperation, ODA loan, grant aid, volunteers, and the other schemes. And throughout the 50 years, we have focused on 2 areas, infrastructure development and human resource development. And now, Bangladesh has become second largest recipient of ODA loan in the world. It's a quite significant achievement of cooperation between Japan and Bangladesh. And recently, JICA is known for infrastructure development. We have provided finances to the large-scale infrastructure projects, including 3 lines of Dhaka Metro, MRTs, and Terminal 3 of Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport, Gubongo Bondu, railway bridge over Jamuna River, Kachipur, Meghna, Gumudi bridges on Highway number 1, and development of deep sea port in the country at Matabari area. A number of Japanese companies are working for this project to ensure quality infrastructure. And also you should notice MRT Line 1 will be connected to this exhibition center by 2029, hopefully. And after that, you can come to exhibition center by metro. And it's quite significant. Bangladesh has the metro lines. And last December, the first metro line number 6, was inaugurated. Now, I'm sure that not only MRT line 6, but MRT line 1 and 5 will be implemented and completed. Then MRT lines will provide most comfortable, efficient transportation method in Dhaka, and thereby changing the life of people in Dhaka, kind of transformation of the people's life in Dhaka. JICA has also been supporting Bangladesh for human resource development during the last 50 years, including ICT sectors. We all know the great potential of Bangladesh in the future, at present, also at the future. But to sustain development, particularly after graduation of least developing countries in 2026, Bangladesh needs to diversify its industry, breaking away from concentration on RMG, ready-made garment industry. ITC has enormous potential in this regard. That's why for the last 10 years or 12 years, JICA has focused on this ICT industry. Let me, although my colleagues, Mr. Watanabe Hiroki, has explained the JICA's cooperation in a quite comprehensive manner, but let me just pick up 4 important points of JICA's cooperation for just takeaway for you. One is the ICT master plan. The JICA supported the ICT division to develop ICT master plan called the Smart Bangladesh Vision 2041 to transform the nation from digital Bangladesh to smart Bangladesh. And as you know, now smart Bangladesh is regarded a clear way forward for Bangladesh, clearly indicated by Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. I was really glad we work for this ICT master plan for smart Bangladesh. Second one is Bangladesh-Japan ICT Engineers Training Program called BJET program, and famously known as Miyazaki Bangladesh model. As Mr. Watanabe explained, we have already trained around 300 young engineers, and around 200 young engineers have gotten jobs in Japan. And now, without JICA supports, now Miyazaki University and North-South University has succeeded the management of BJET program. This is really brilliant example. Normally, many government ministries and departments rely on JICA too much, but this project, they have succeeded. Our cooperation, without further cooperation, that is really great achievement in ICT sector. Second one is the BMIT, Bangladesh Miyazaki Engineers Educational Training. This is kind of program to make win-win situation, reciprocal win-win situation between Japan and Bangladesh. As you know, Japan faces insufficient ICT engineers, and Bangladesh lack of opportunities for young ICT engineers in the market. So we provide the talented ICT engineers for work in Japan, and also we provide the the opportunities for Japanese companies to address insufficiency of ICT engineers. So this is a really clear example of win-win situation. Finally, new technical cooperation project called it's a very long name, Project for ICT Engineers Development for the Promotion of ICT Industry and New Innovations. We have just signed agreement with BCC and basis on 19th of February. This is quite significant flagship project of JICA's technical cooperation. The reason is normally we only work with the government agency, government departments. But this project, the basis is the core counterpart for JICA. And also academia is also involved. I think this is one of the first example of JICA's technical cooperation working with private sector. Of course, government is very important for us, but in addition to that, we see great potentials of basis to provide a training, good training for ICT engineers to achieve smart Bangladesh. Yep. Like that, I think ICT sector has been our focus, and JICA will continue to work as the bridge between Japan and Bangladesh, and we'd like to contribute further development of Bangladesh and also deepening relations of between Japan and Bangladesh. আসুন আমরা বাংলাদেশের ভবিষ্যতের জন্য খোঁজি করি। আবার দেখা হবে, অনেক ধন্যবাদ। Thank you very much.
As I mentioned, that he is another champion for Bangladeshi ICT industry. He already mentioned this is the first time in the history that JICA is working with the private sector. And last February, that means this February, we have signed an MOU between ICT division, JICA, and the basis that government private collaboration with the JICA. This is something coming to you, the Bangladesh ICT industry, which is a fantastic gift from the JICA. You, please wait a bit, and we are announcing very soon the good news. Thank you very much, Mr. JICA and your team. And now I request our enabler, our ICT enabler, that who actually facilitating all of our ideas, thoughts, and facilitate all of our exponential growth, none other than the ICT division. They are actually building all the capacity of Bangladesh of the ICT, and you know they are bastobaying, like they are actually exhibiting the government's vision about the digital Bangladesh towards the smart Bangladesh. And there is the leader we have among us, Mr. Shamsul Arifin, who is the Secretary of ICT Division. So I request him to say some words to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. AKM Ahmedul Islam Babu, Director BASIS and Chairman BASIS Japan Dex. Respected Chief Guest, His Excellency Mr. Iwama Kimonari, Ambassador, Embassy of Japan in Bangladesh. Respected guest of honor, Mr. Ichiguchi Tomahide, sorry. This is very difficult to be. And Chief Representative of JICA, Mr. Mustafa Kamal, DG Additional Secretary, Department of ICT, Mr. Hikari Kawai, President, Japan Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, JBCCI, distinguished keynote presenter, Mr. Uji Ando, Country Representative, Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon, and konnichiwa. Is it correct? Yes. Okay, thank you. I am honored to be here today to talk about the potential for collaboration between Bangladesh and Japan in the field of ICT. At the every outset, I remember the father of our nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the best Bengali ever, the founder of our beloved Bangladesh, who laid the foundation of digital Bangladesh during his 3.5 years rule in 1973. He had virtually sown the seed of digital Bangladesh. The same year, he launched a ground satellite station at Bedbunia in the Rangamati Hill district. That very year, the country attained the membership of the Universal Postal Union and the International Telecommunication Union. We know well that Japan has made great strides in various fields ranging from IT to nanotechnology. You know that Bangladesh has also made tremendous development in ICT sector and the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, who is implementing Bangabandhu's dream to take Bangladesh to a new height by building digital Bangladesh as well as knowledge-based smart Bangladesh by 2041. As we all know, the ICT industry in Bangladesh is growing at an astonishing rate, and the government is actively supporting it by establishing high-tech parks, software technology parks, and incubation center throughout the country. One of the key drivers of investment readiness in the ICT sector in Bangladesh is the staggering growth rate of the ITES industry. From 2010 to 2018, the industry grew at a rate of 10% annually. And since 2019, it has been growing at a rate of 40% annually. This growth has been fueled by the increasing popularity of digital commerce, digital finance, and digital devices. In terms of digital commerce, Bangladesh is expected to have 80% growth by 2025, and the market size is currently $3.1 billion. The number of web commerce and F-commerce companies in the country is also growing, with over 2,500 web commerce companies and over 50,000 F-commerce companies operating in Bangladesh. Digital finance is also thriving in Bangladesh, with 72% of digital transactions being mobile financial services, MFS. There are currently over 102 million MFS users in the country, and over 202 million is transacted daily. The digital device market is also experiencing significant growth, with an average growth rate of 29.3%. The market size is currently $2.4 billion, and both local and global companies such as Walton, Samsung, Sony, and Nokia are operating in the country. In addition to these key drivers, Bangladesh has a thriving startup ecosystem with over 2,500 active startups and 200 more joining every year. The ecosystem has created over 1.5 million employment opportunities. And there are over 200 investors and 42 plus accelerators and incubators actively working toward its development. Bangladesh is also the second largest provider of tech-based outsourcing services globally, with a total employment of 31.2 million through enterprises, 2 million from startups, and 650,000 freelancers. The government is establishing high-tech parks, software technology parks, and incubation centers in every district to support the development of the ICT industry throughout the country. This is where Japan can come in. Japan has a lot to offer to Bangladeshi deep tech startups, including providing networks and connections for business expansions, opportunities for IT services such as software development, outsourcing, and collaboration on digital economy to achieve social economic development in various fields. Additionally, Japan can arrange academic and student exchange programs, facilitate advanced lab support for startups, and help find investors to invest in Bangladeshi startups through venture capital or various foundations from Japan. Collaborating to arrange extensive training and workshops for women entrepreneurs on ICT and Japanese language can also help bridge the gap. And organizing webinars, physical and virtual networking events with expert panels from the Japanese IT sector can facilitate knowledge sharing. Furthermore, Japan can collaborate to develop a smart Dhaka City project, build a Bangladesh-Japan Center of Excellence for IT engineers development to train Bangladeshi ICT graduates and explore knowledge sharing in the health tech sector. In conclusion, I believe that the collaboration between Bangladesh and Japan in the field of ICT can bring about mutual benefits and contribute to social economic development of both countries. Finally, I would like to thank BASIS for arranging such an event, BASIS of Expo 2023. Thank you for your attention. Jai Bangla. Arigato gozaimashita.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for some inspiration words to us. For your information, today's full session is recorded by the reporter. We have a professional reporter group, and we are ensuring all of you that all kind of recommendation coming from this session, we will forward it to the concerned authorities, and I think we will have the stakeholders meetings afterwards. If anything need to be assistance, BASIS will be there all the time. Thank you very much for all of your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have our, at the last moment of our session, and among us, the most expected person for today's session, our honorable chief guest, His Excellency Yoma Kiminori-san, the Honorable Ambassador of Japan, and he is kind enough to actually come to support us, and I think his support will be continue in future also. Thank you, sir. Please.
Thank you very much. And now, this is the last speaker, and you must be tired. And I'm also tired. And according to my watch, it's already 15 or 20 minutes delay. And I don't want to prolong this discussion. And I have already prepared text, but most of the contents are duplicated to what previous speakers have mentioned. Especially I have thoroughly prepared for the governmental contribution, but JICA has made a very, very comprehensive input. So I tried to skip the old elements and without any trying to lead out the text. But I just want to put some new inputs because I have stationed in this country for just 2 months, and within just 2 months, I have several experience with regard to today's thematic. So I just want to say a few inputs, but I try to minimize my input as much as possible. And but the first greeting I should say, I'm honored to be present at the occasion of this event, Prospect and Opportunity with Japan. To begin, I would like to appreciate holding this event focusing on Japan and salute the efforts of BASIS and all involved. I think it's very significant to contribute to enrich BASIS Soft Expo 2023 from the Japanese perspective. That's what I want to say. And then the general description. Bangladesh has been witnessing remarkable economic development recently. Bangladesh will graduate from the least developed countries LDC in 2026. Furthermore, this country aims to become a developed country in 2041 by achieving Vision 2041. Smart Bangladesh, initiated by the Bangladesh government, will play a critical role in guiding the national advancement through the development of the ICT sector, which was the prepared text. And then, as I mentioned, I skipped the ICT master plan, I skipped the BJET program, BMeet, but I just want to say a few words about the Miyazaki model. Before I came here, I had a chance to meet with Anjan-san not in Tokyo, but in Naruto City. And other than Miyazaki City, I received several requests from Japanese local cities. And they are aiming at Miyazaki model or somewhat similar model. And in Naruto City, which is going to have a partnership agreement with the city of Narayanganji soon, is also keen on receiving ICT skilled laborers. And that shows that the demands are very high. And of course, we have so many things to tackle as a government of Japan. But I felt very vividly about the demands of the Japanese cities, rural areas, for the skilled labor forces, ICT labor forces from Bangladesh. That's what I would like to add. And with regard to the smart city, as Mr. Kawauchi-san has mentioned, the BSEZ was a very significant achievement, first step for our government and together with the private sector to establish the economic zone, which is quite similar to the model of the other economic zone like Myanmar or the Vietnam and so on. And Mr. Kawauchi has mentioned, as Mr. Kawauchi has mentioned, after establishing and inviting the Japanese companies to BSEZ, the ultimate target is to transform the BSEZ to the smart BSEZ. And together with Mr. Kawauchi, I visited the city of mayor of Narayanganji, and the mayor of Narayanganji, Ms. Ivy, has the similar initiative, a similar idea. In the future, she would like to transform the city of Narayanganji into the smart city. And we have discussed with her about the future plan for the city planning. And as the Honorable Secretary of the ICT Ministry has mentioned, the smart city, Dhaka smart city, and any smart city in the rural areas of the Bangladesh is, I think, the common target for us, for all of us, from the side of the Japanese business sector, Japanese government, and so on. So I think it's worthwhile to mention about it. And then I skip the BCAS, and I just said with regard to the private sector, there still is a considerable ICT demand in the Japanese private sector. In fact, system development in Japan is almost exclusively done offshore. China and India were the mainstream as offshore developer. However, Japanese companies are looking for the next. I met the delegations from Japan last week, and I found out that they had high expectations for Bangladesh's potential in terms of high technology and abundant ICT engineers. The hackathon contest, co-organized by the Japanese companies and Dhaka University, has seen the participation of the students from a variety of universities each time. I realized that Bangladesh has a treasure trove of excellent human resources. And just want to put one input. As Mr. Momen has mentioned, we have still uncultivated field of the university-to-university, academia-to-academia network. For several weeks ago, I had a chance to talk before those students who are eager to study in Japan. And I noticed that the number of students from Bangladesh to Japan is smaller as the number of the students from Sri Lanka and Nepal in this region. And I think it's in comparison with the populations, I think it's worthwhile to explore the potentials together with the academia, together with the business sector, and of course with our relevant ministries in Japan. That's what I would like to add. And finally, as Mr. Momen has mentioned, the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is planning to visit Japan this spring. We look forward to deepening our bilateral relations, taking such an opportunity in the various fields. Indeed, we are discussing with the Foreign Ministry to discuss and deepen the cooperation between Bangladesh and Japan. And among others, in the field of ICT is one of the promising areas and the areas which is urgently needed. And Japan and Bangladesh are time-tested friends. I reiterate that Japan will continue to stand by Bangladesh in the country's development journey. I look forward to working closely with the government and the people of Bangladesh and, of course, the business community and academia to build a win-win partnership for a prosperous future. So that's the end of my remarks, and I think it is short enough to listen to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Actually, we want to hear more from you. So it is not that we are requesting you to short. One request from our part, like since 2015, we are participating from the basis. We are participating in the by the help of ICT division. Japan IT Week is spring. Every year we are participating, and our enabler is the ICT division. So last 2 years we could not go because of the COVID. This year we are planning to go there. Again, ICT division is doing all the facility from us. So the fair is will be happen in the April 5, 6, and 7. So we are soon submitting our visas. This time we are targeting 100 people to go there. So what actually from our part we get late and we need to go there, and you are actually helping Bangladesh ICT industry a lot. So this is just a word that I requested from my member companies. So Suimasen, I just beg your pardon. So thank you very much for participating for today. And today we have, I think, wonderful inputs from our all the distinguished guests and delegates, and I really thank you. So we have still have to something like we need to honor to our speaker and the guest with our token of appreciation. So from the basis part, thank you. To our chief guest, sir. Himika, can you join me, please? Visually বলবেন please. Thank you. A token for our honorable special guest. Erika, please. Sir, please. Mr. Tomohide Ichiguchi-san. Sir, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. I request Himika to give you, take some more. Please, as a speaker, keynote. Keynote, I'm the son. না আপনাকে হিমিকাই দিচ্ছে হিমিকা দিচ্ছে আপনাকে Can you take the photo? Keynote আছে না বাকি স্পিকার সব Speaker, yeah, well, Mr. Watanabe. Okay. আমরা ওটা দিয়ে দিচ্ছি কারণ আমাদের আসলে সেশনটা যেহেতু আমরা একটু লম্বা করে ফেলেছি উই আর ভেরি সরি আমরা প্রত্যেককে অনার করতে যাচ্ছি আমরা একটু আমাদের চিফ গেস্টকে এবং আমাদের স্পেশাল গেস্টকে ছেড়ে দিচ্ছি আমরা এখানে বাকিরা একটু আমরা ক্রেজটা নেব আর কি উইথ ইউর পারমিশন থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ ফর অ্যাটেন্ডিং টু দিস সেশন থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ বাট আমরা যত ডিস্টিংগুইশ গেস্ট এবং ইয়ে আছে একটা গ্রুপ ছবি নেব ক্যান ইউ কাম হিয়ার প্লিজ যারা স্পিকার এবং ইয়া ছিলেন প্যানেলিস্ট ছিলেন একটু আসবেন প্লিজ Okay. Thank you. আমরা একটু গেস্টদেরকে অনার করছি বাট শিমিকা ক্যান ইউ টেক দ্য পেইন টু give the all the credits to the yeah thank you very much
Himika Apuku, please. Thank you. Now I would like to request Himika Apu to hand over a token of appreciation to Anjan Das. Now request to Himika Apu to hand over token of appreciation to Professor Vishnu Adhikari. এই যে বিষ্ণু অধিকারী স্যার। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ একবার হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ওনার নামটা কোথায়? ইয়েস ছবি তুলছে এই ছবি নিন
এই নাও ছবিটা
Mr. Akbar. Yes. Okay. Mr. Akbar, sir, is available here? Okay. Now I would like to request MD Mustafa Kamal, Director General, DUICT. Mr. Rajanur Kobir, Director and CEO Keki Destiny. Mr. Taro Kawachi. Oh, already. Then Mustafa Kamal. হয়ে গেছে না তাহলে হিমিকা আপু herself. Okay. Yes, yes. She got lots of crest because in yes. Thank you, His Excellency. আর কেউ আছে বাকি আছে কে দেখেন তো লিস্টে একটু বাকি আছে ওকে ওর নাম কি জানো Thank you everybody. Thank you for joining with us.
Thank you.
I don't want to disturb you. Right.